No. All right, let's stand and let's sing. Show up. Ooh, show up. Ooh, I want to show up as love. Hold the door open for everyone. Fill this room below to above. I want to show up as love. I want to show up as peace. See no other as the least. Listen more than I speak. I want to show up as peace. I'm here to make the best of it, to give a lot and take a bit. Yeah, show up. Ooh, show up. Ooh, I want to show up as truth. What you see is 100 proof. All I say and all I do. I want to show up as truth. I want to show up as joy, like a child with a brand new toy. Share it, spread it, fill the void. I want to show up as joy. I'm here to make the best of it, to live a lot and take a bit. Come on, show up as love. Show up as peace. Show up as truth. Show up as joy. Show up. Hey, give yourselves a hand. That was awesome.
My name is Kay Ewells, and I am your trustee on duty today. On behalf of Reverend Donna and the Board of Trustees, I am privileged to welcome you here to the Sonoran Desert Center for Spiritual Living. Whoever you are and wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are truly welcome here. Here you will be validated, supported, and encouraged to be all that you are meant to be. Our vision statement is love in action every day, in every way. We express this love by learning and living the principles of the science of mind. You'll find our declaration of principles at the back of your program. Please join me now in reading them. I believe there is an infinite intelligence operating throughout the universe. I believe this intelligent power is only good. I believe this intelligence expresses as me. I believe through my conscious use of this power, I create my life as happy, healthy, and complete. And so it is. I would like to thank all those people who have made this Sunday service possible. And first of all, that's you sitting in those chairs. You know, if we didn't all come here, it just wouldn't be the same. And thank you to the ones who make sure everything is set up for this gathering. Please direct your attention now to the announcements. I think we have a special announcement by John.
I'm here to do a shameless plug. This is my new book, which has just been published. It's called Commanding God or Making Up God's Mind. using the higher power that works in, through, and for you. This has been 10 years in the making, and it has finally seen the light. So I have some copies over on the table over here, and they're selling. Usually it would go for $15. I'm giving it to you for 10. So if you'd like one, there are some copies over there, or you can order them directly through me. Thank you.
That's so exciting. Let's see here, where are we? So thank you to all who come and who come early and stay late to set up and make our friends and members feel so welcome. You are truly angels in our midst. Now please turn off your phone. Do we have a new person that would like to introduce himself? Please do, yes, hi.
I'm Mike Milper, and my neighbor told me about this place, so she invited me again. That was months ago.
Well, welcome, Mike. Welcome. Please turn off your cell phones and we'll proceed with the service. Thank you.
And if you are visiting us for the first time, welcome. And the words for our Namaste song are inside the first page of your program. The God in me beholds the God in you. It is all for our greatest and highest good. Yeah, God in me beholds the God in you. And you and I are one. Namaste. The God in me beholds the God in you. It is all for our greatest and highest good. The God in me beholds the God in you. And you and I are one. Namaste. Namaste.
Goodness. Good morning, everyone. Again, thank you for coming on this very hot day. I won't swear about the empty seats again. I promise. So first I'd like to light our candle that represents the light that shines from each and every one of us, that divine light. So think about how bright is your light shining today. As you know, we have one new person, so I have to start all over and say everything. So, so we have practitioners. We have one in Ecuador and one in Alaska for the summer. So, and 3 of us here for the summer. So we would like to tell you that the purpose of a practitioner is to pray for you. So every Sunday, you have the opportunity to put a prayer request on a little card for you or anyone that's in your heart. Put it in the little box, or ask for a prayer, and we will do that gladly. On the first Sunday of every month, we have miraculous moments where everyone who is wearing a stole is available for prayer. Standing up wouldn't take very long, but it does miraculous good. So let's take a breath. And know that we are so blessed to be here. We are all one in divine mind. We are so fortunate to be in this center and to learn the teachings that Reverend Donna presents to us in our reading, in our meditating. This is a great place, and it is filled with love. So as we listen to the beautiful air conditioner going, we give thanks for air conditioning on this hot day. We are happy. We are fortunate. We are one with the divine, and we know it. So I release these words into the law that we know is already perfect, working in our behalf, as I say, and so it is. Well, I got a little confused about what I was doing today. I won't tell you the term I used when I talked to Donna last night. Like I'm... But she said, just go ahead. And then we kind of figured out it's all the same, isn't it? The thing that came to me first was when I heard truth to consequences. I thought, remember in New Mexico, there's a city called Truth or Consequences, New Mexico. Any of you know anything about it? It was a radio show that started in 1940, the year I was born, and ran till 1957 on the radio. It started on television in the early 1950s, but it ran into the 1960s, and maybe into the 70s, I'm not sure. It was produced and emceed by Ralph Edwards. Somehow, they put up a contest to see what city would like to be named Truth or Consequences. And not many, maybe less than a handful, applied. And a town called Hot Springs, New Mexico won the title and became Truth or Consequences. So when it was named, it was like March 31st, 1950. And on April 1st, Ralph Edwards emceed the show from Truth or Consequences, New Mexico. And every year, he visited Truth or Consequences, and they had a fiesta. He did that for 50 years. And they loved him, and they decided to keep the name. That fiesta is still going today, and there apparently is quite a lovely hot springs there. So, you know. Okay, so enough of trivia. Here's what I did this past week, speaking truth to consequence. I felt miserable one day, so I got up everything ached, and I said, God, everything hurts today. Guess what? Everything hurt all day long. See? Why will I never learn? I'm a practitioner, for heaven's sakes. So in a recent article by Ernest Holmes, he says, let's look at this new understanding of the self in a practical light. We may say, I'm sick, or I'm weary and defeated. By this very declaration, we command the cells of our body to carry out this negative expression. Scary. Yeah? Makes us think twice about what we say about ourselves or others. We may say, I can't, and our body responds. It has no choice but to respond, and our race is lost even before we run it. When we say, I am, we invoke the Word of God, and God the Creator speaks. When we say, I am, there is a law. Remember that law? Remember that law that always responds to everything that we say? There is a law that responds to our thought. When we identify ourselves with good by saying, I am complete and whole, and I don't hurt, the law of good has gone to work immediately and will reflect the good in our lives. When we say, I am resentful, or I'm mad, or I hate this or that, the law responds to give form to what is in our mind. These are all about consequences. So I haven't brought that up much, but everything about our lives is about a consequence. Where was I? I hate this or that. The law responds to give form to what is in our mind. And this form is often what we know as illness and undesirable circumstances. Now, don't get all freaky about feeling guilt if you get sick. That's not what I'm talking about. But just watch your words. Let them be happy ones and healthy ones. When we realize with every statement we make, we are using that creative process, and we will become careful in our thinking. We should be careful to stop creating things we do not want. Okay? Promise? Did you raised your hand? So I guess that's all for me. I'll take our light down to our little place of prayer. Come over. If you need prayer, put a prayer request in the box. Know this, that it is our joy as practitioners and as our minister and John, her husband, that we pray for you all week. It will come out very soon on the internet in the form of an email. Everyone gets it. Just think. Guess who's praying for you in Ecuador? Ruth. Isn't that something? Okay, that's enough of me. Bye for now. I'm shaking. I walk like a bug because I'm having physical therapy and they're ruining me. No, they're making me perfect.
You are perfect, Rosie. All right. No, I'm not going to play Kokomo for you, even though it's hot enough to. No, this is a song about kind of calling things out to yourself. I wrote it in 2018, 19, I want to say now, and It's from the words of a poem by Juan Ramon Jimenez, and it's called I Am Not I. I am the one who stands beside me that I cannot see, one who I can visit when I forget to be. I am the one who listens quietly when I need to talk, and the one who leads the way when I'm afraid to walk. I am the one who forgives gently if I move into fear, and the one who remains standing when the body dies. Yo soy el que está a mi lado, que no puedo ver. Soy a quien puedo visitar cuando me olvide de ser. Yo soy el que escucha en silencio cuando necesito hablar. Yo lidero el camino cuando no puedo caminar. Yo soy el que perdona cuando tengo miedo y no quedo de pie cuando muere el cuerpo. Que no puedo ver cuando me olvide de ser, y lidero el camino. I am the one who stands beside me when I cannot see. I'm the one who I can visit when I forget to be. I am the one who listens quietly when I need to talk, and the one who leads the way when I'm afraid to walk. I am the one who forgives gently if I move into fear, and the one who remains standing when the body dies. Y me quedo de pie cuando muere el cuerpo. Thank you. Namaste.
Well, we're continuing our theme, except nobody knows exactly what it is. Rosie got Speaking Truth to Consequences because it was something I wrote, which isn't true. It was supposed to be Speaking Truth to Circumstance, but it's really the same thing, because a circumstance and a consequence are basically the end product of what we have, of our collected thoughts. So it doesn't really matter, but that's one of the pitfalls of using somebody else's topics. But what we're doing in all of this is that we are speaking spiritual truth to the effects in our lives. Songwriter Bob Welch, while he was with Fleetwood Mac,
wrote a song called Hypnotized. And the last verse closes with, now you know it's meaningless. It's a meaningless question to ask if those stories are right, because what matters most is the feeling you get when you're hypnotized. And that's our topic this morning, got me hypnotized. and basically, Donna Miguel refers to this idea as domestication. New Thought refers to it as the collective unconscious, or sometimes it's referred to as race consciousness. By that we mean the human race consciousness. What do we believe as human beings on this earth? And it's the collective dream in which we are so enmeshed that we don't even know it's a dream. You know, we've all heard that war is inevitable. Is it? Or is that something we've bought into as human beings? There's a sweet little comment in the Science of Mind textbook by Ernest Holmes when he said, someday when we have awakened, and I'm paraphrasing, he said, war and all of the vestiges of war will be rolled up like a scroll and put away with things we thought were once true. And I think that that's really what you and I are trying to do, to find those ways to speak truth to consequences or circumstances or whatever else is out there. You know, we often look with dread upon the upcoming flu season. You know, I was thinking about that. I wonder if cavemen had a flu season. Or have enough of us and the pharmaceuticals and the doctors and the advertising have made it so real in our system that we can't help but have a flu season. What if we just said no? So anyway, think about this week. Think about your. There's all kinds of ways that we are hypnotized. And it can be just with our own family. Remember the silly story about the man who asked his wife why she cut off the end of the roast, and she said, I don't know, my mom did it. So he asked the mom. I don't know, grandma did it. So she asked grandma, and grandma said, so it would fit in the pan. You know, and that's absolutely what we do. You know, we just get hypnotized to doing it the same way it's always been done, without questioning. You know, last week we learned from the monsters of the film Monsters, Inc. to take a look at the beliefs that we're holding and begin to question them. You know, all of the monsters in Monsters, Inc. believed, I hope everybody did everybody go home and watch it? Because I was amazed at how many people hadn't seen it. And like I said last week, it's one of my favorite films. All of the monsters believed human children were toxic and they could kill you. But when Sully began to question that belief, he found that Boo, the little girl in his charge, was not dangerous at all. And he was able to begin a completely new relationship with her. So you and I all have a conglomeration of beliefs and behaviors that we never questioned until we began our spiritual exploration into who we truly are. And as we become willing to be aware that we are hypnotized by the collective consciousness, we begin to see that the most important task in our life is to wake up. We cannot truly deal with the world issues, nor our own personal issues, until we at least thin the fog of misperceptions that surround us. So when you and I stop relating to the world from an us versus them perspective and begin to see that we are all living inside a centuries-old dream, then we can relate to each other differently, more compassionately. When we understand the core desire we all have, love, then we can take a different approach to healing the world around us. And we realize that we must heal within. Otherwise, all we're going to do is perpetuate patterns of attack and defense. In A Sleep of Prisoners, if you've been around any time, you've heard me use this because I love it so very much. Christopher Fry writes, "The human heart can go the lengths of God. Dark and cold we may be, but this is no winter now. The frozen misery of centuries breaks, cracks, begins to move. The thunder is the thunder of the flows, the thaw, the flood, the upstart spring. Thank God our time is now, when wrong comes up to face us everywhere, never to leave us till we take the strongest stride of soul men ever took. Affairs are now soul size. The enterprise is exploration into God. Where are you making for? It takes so many thousand years to wake, but will you wake for pity's sake?" This poem has always spoken to my heart because it tells me that even though the world appears fraught with tragedy, wars, human suffering, that we are here in this moment of time to wake up to our divinity. And it's that awakening, one human being at a time, that we wake up the race consciousness to its true divinity. It is our generation that is feeling this crack in the frozen misery of centuries. We see that we cannot solve problems at the level of the problem. And if the problems of the world are to be solved, we must take the longest stride of soul ever to be taken, an exploration into God. Perhaps our contribution to the world may not be seen in our lifetime, but I really do thank God our time is now. You and I are charting the territory. We're navigating little-known terrain, and we are discovering that solutions lie in our own heart and our own soul. We are discovering the truth that God is all there is. We are God in human form, and we are endowed with the qualities of spirit. As we make our inner exploration our highest priority, and as we express the qualities of spirit in our daily lives, we are changed from the inside out, and we lead by example to a new world. A world where aloofness and neglect is transmuted to compassion, where sorrow is turned to joy, where intolerance is replaced by understanding, where war is overcome by peace, where hate is transmuted by love. Our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes, says, "There is something beyond anything that you and I have touched. Find me 1,000 people in the world who know what religious science is and use it and live it as it is, and I myself will live to see a new world, a new heaven, and a new earth right here." So we are searching the terrain of spirit to discover ourselves and our relationship to spirit. It is our attempt to develop an understanding of what it is, what it does, how it works, and how we can align ourselves so that we unearth this power and presence in our lives to experience our highest good, our greatest joy, our deepest sense of who we truly are. Unlike most explorations, our spiritual journey is not measured by miles. In the end, we travel no further than our own heart, completing the tremendous journey without taking a single step. And yet, like all explorers, we need to be equipped for our journey. What do we take with us? And what do we leave behind? In 1845, an Arctic exploration led by Captain Sir John Franklin sailed from England to the South Pole, intending to traverse the last unnavigated section of the Northwest Passage. The two ships, HMS Terror and HMS Erebus, became icebound in British Victoria Strait near King William Island in the Canadian Arctic, and the entire expedition was lost. Author Annie Dillard wrote a short essay describing the tale left by the ill-fated expedition. And by studying the artifacts left by these ships, it was obvious that they were doomed from the start. The sailing ships had auxiliary steam engines, but the men only brought a 12-day supply of coal for what was estimated to be a 2 or 3 year journey. Rather than bring extra coal, they made room for a 1,200 volume library in each ship, along with china place settings, glass wine goblets, and heavy sterling silver flatware. Rather than take special clothing for the Arctic, they wore only the uniforms of the Queen's Army. A later search party found the remains of some of those who died, including 2 skeletons in a boat on a sledge that had been hauled 65 miles. With the 2 skeletons were some chocolate, some guns, some tea, and a great deal of table silver. As with the expedition, Annie Dillard knows if you want to know God, you have to know what to let go of. Though God does not demand that we let go of anything. She said, God needs nothing, asks nothing, and demands nothing. Like the stars, you do not have to sit outside in the dark. If, however, you want to look at the stars, you will find that darkness is necessary. But the stars neither require nor demand it. And that's the paradox of our spiritual journey. If we wish to know God, then there are some prized possessions that we cannot bring with us. And the practical question for each of us to answer then is, what do we take? What must we leave behind? Or perhaps our real question is, what of ourselves and our ordinary way of understanding and experience must we leave behind? And what is the new vision to which we are called? So I believe, I've said this before, our entire journey is a movement from the head to the heart. That's about 14 inches. But it's a trip that takes a lifetime, and we will never explore it completely because its depth is infinite, and that is our exploration into God. The new vision to which we are called is to see, know, and trust from our heart that God is all there is. And to see, know, and trust that we are God in expression. From this place, there is nothing but love, harmony, peace, joy, abundance, because these are the attributes of God and therefore of our true self. It's our true center. From our head, we know the world through our ego. It began the minute we were born. We identified as other. We knew our mother's voice. We learned who cared for us. As we grew, others told us what was good and bad, right and wrong. And we had experiences in the world based on the perceptions we had been given by others. And as we encountered our own life experiences, we learned to have our own perceptions about them. All of our ego experiences are from the outside in. All of our ego experiences are reflections of what we have learned from others, from separate selves, from our interactions with these separate selves. And I want to say that there is a place for the ego. I mean, if we didn't have an ego, we couldn't drive down the street, you know. But what usually happens, besides it helps us to maneuver in our world of affairs, but often we give it, or it takes power and begins to run our life in a negative way. And so we've learned to define ourselves by these outside experiences. And sometimes those self-definition include such feelings as unworthy, less than, failure, not good enough. And we believe they're true because we believe our ego, which is our fault center. When we believe our ego, we believe that God is not all there is. When we've been divinely endowed with one piece of equipment that is the key to our exploration into God, and we have been given the gift of choice. And with that choice, we can believe that God is all there is and our true center is divine. Or we can choose the outer world of ego, our false center, and believe that God is not all there is. Thomas Troy says there is an inner and an outer side to everything, and the quality of the superficial mind which causes it to fail in the attainment of truth is its willingness to rest content with the outside only. And our Dr. Holmes says, amidst the din and uproar of our lives, the accumulated fear, doubt, and confusion of the ages, there has always been and always will be a still small voice within that seeks to proclaim itself through us. Life has given us all we could ever desire. It's up to us to decide and discover for ourselves what the nature of life is and accept it. God is all there is. God is not all there is. We are choosing between these two ideas all the time, whether we're aware of it or not. So it becomes important both to look at what we see and then to listen to what we tell ourselves about what we see. What am I seeing? And what am I telling myself about what I am seeing? Because how we describe what we see is the point where our personal reality is created. It is to choose to see from our false ego center or from our true divine center. So it's that choice point between God is and God is not. If we choose to describe our experience from our false center, then we create a prison of our own making. In a Peanuts cartoon, Charlie Brown is playing with blocks, making a house out of the blocks of children. He is sitting in the middle of the blocks, building the walls. Then a moment comes when he is enclosed. All around, he has made a wall. When he realizes he is totally enclosed, he cries, "Help, help." Choosing to see that God is not all there is walling ourselves from our own good because we ourselves have separated from God. What we see and what we tell ourselves about what we are seeing is that God is all there is. Then our experience becomes our spiritual lesson. When we believe that God is all there is, then any difficulty we may be facing becomes our teacher. Because that difficulty is exactly the place where we believe that God is not all there is. Isn't that cool? I heard Reverend Dr. Christian Sorensen tell a story about his own battle. His son was born with a major learning disability. And he said, Reverend Christian said something to the effect, "Here I am, someone who makes a living by speaking, by writing, by using and loving words. They mean everything to me, and my son cannot talk." He said, "I struggled with this and I prayed about it, and one day I realized that this struggle was my spiritual awakening. My son was showing me how to find God. The one place where he could not find God was in his son's inability to speak. So right there was his entrance into God is all there is." Ernest Holmes says, "God is our life now. It is not a life that we are going to attain someday. It is our life. We are not gradually becoming unified with God. We cannot be separated from God. We shall never have to unify with God, but we shall have to recognize that we are not separated from God. Then anything in our experience that appears to be separated will flow together. It will rush together as the mountain torrent rushes across the valley to join the ocean." If we practice on small things, the little annoyances, and see through them to the truth that God is all there is, then we are more fully prepared for those deep and painful events that are a part of human experience. So that even there, in the midst of our pain and sorrow, we will be able to discern from our true center and ultimately be spiritually deepened in the process. Jack Kornfield in A Path with Heart says, the sorrows created by the mind can be untangled. We can release our sorrows and open to that great song which is beyond all stories, to the Dharma that is timeless. We can move through life fulfilling our part, yet somehow be free in the midst of it. When the stories of our life no longer bind us, we discover within them something greater. We discover that within the very limitations of form, of our maleness, our femaleness, of our parenthood and our childhood, of gravity on the earth and the changing of the seasons, is the freedom and harmony we have sought for so long. Our individual life is an expression of the whole mystery, and in it, we can rest in the center of the movement, the center of all worlds. So thank God our time is now. Namaste.
Let's stand up. Let's do it. Everybody sing praise, 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 praise. Praise for the journey of awakening. Everybody sing praise, 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 praise. Praise for the journey of awakening. I'm on a journey of awakening to the presence of God within me, expressing peace, joy, love, and harmony on this journey of awakening. Everybody sing praise, 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 praise. Praise for the journey of awakening. Everybody sing praise, 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 praise. Praise for the journey of awakening. I'm on a journey of awakening to the presence of God within me, expressing peace, joy, love, and harmony on this journey of awakening. Everybody sing praise, 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 praise. Praise for the journey of awakening. Everybody sing praise, 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 praise. Praise for the journey of awakening. Praise for the journey of awakening.
Okay. So it's time for our offering. And won't you join me in our offering affirmation on the left side of your bulletin? My gift goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless all that it touches. It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and substance of my supply. I share generously of my good, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly, and so it is.
I am am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
Thanks. Take all we can get. Okay, so thank you so very much for allowing us to be a beneficial presence. There's some flyers that I'm going to put over on the table about every first and third Monday of the month from 5:30 to 7:30 here at the center. There is going to be, it's for parents, grandparents, and caregivers to be a part of our Botfin Parent Workshop program. And some of the topics, I just saw this, so some of the topics are life skills training, family communication, parental monitoring, being a good role model, all kinds of different things. Dinner will be provided. So Laureline is sponsoring this, or helping to sponsor this, so you can call her if you're interested in being a part of it. It's another way that we can help our kids in this community. So I am so grateful that we have this space that we can use for them. So let's take a moment to close this portion out in prayer. Please join us for refreshments. I know that there is one divine intelligence. It is the pure truth. It is God. And its attributes are love, truth, beauty, harmony, peace, joy, abundance. And this is our divine inheritance. Everything we say about God is true about us. So as we go forward this week, it is with a sense of remembering who we truly are. Give up what we don't need for the journey and hold on to that which is true and beautiful. And to realize that those places that are causing us pain or sorrow are those points where we do not believe that God is all there is. And by turning our attention, we start a whole new process. I know that we are blessed beyond measure, and I certainly give thanks for every gift that we have and that we share. And I know indeed life is good and very good, as we say together, and so it is. And now maybe form a circle and sing Stand.
So let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are living a new world now. So let there be peace.